What's up, guys? We're back at it, and I know I missed last weekend, but we went and picked up a couple of new parts. First one being our 2J. Nice VVTi, and our neighbor Keith helping us. And got another nice little toy in here, our CD09. So I'm going to unload this engine off the back of my truck, and then me and Keith are going to get started on pulling this guy the rest of the way out. And if we get time, we're going to try to bust it open. What's that?
Just pick 2 bolts out of a box and
yeah,
that's a good sign.
It's a good sign, real good sign. Alright guys, we got it out off the truck. It is a VVTi. So I don't forget, I use this one and other than this one, Keith?
Yep.
And this one, and one on the hook to get it out. That's just so I can remember how I took it off the truck. But anyways, give a huge shout out to my buddy Bryan for the engine, and another big shout out to my buddy Joey for the transmission. Alright guys, I'm gonna do a little how-to video because I was looking on YouTube and couldn't find one. So I figured hell with it. If I break it, I break it. But I figured that since there's not very many how-to videos on how to rip this shifter boot out and how to get it to where you can drop your transmission, because this is an important step that you always want to make sure you do first before you start dropping your trans, is to get your shifter assembly completely freed up where when you start dropping it, you don't rip anything out. So the first thing is get you guys where you can see. Let's see how we can do this easiest way here. Alrighty. Alright, the best thing I've found to do is just grab it right here in the middle. It pops up. And kind of pull it there in the middle. That lifts off. And then there's 4 bolts in here, or nuts on studs. You pull this little wiring harness back out of your way. And then you got a couple little screws here. Take these guys out. Make sure you guys can still see. This will lift up out of your way like that. And your wires for your cigarette lighter are still there. But if you just kind of lay it out of your way. These stupid clips, I hate these. There we go. I'm not sure. Oh, that's the ground. Alright, and then take your impact with a 10. Don't miss and strip the nut like I just did, but I didn't strip it. I don't think. Nope. Make sure you're square on your nut before you start using your impact tools. Kind of doing this one-handed because I'm holding the camera while I'm trying to do this. All 4 of your nuts. And this guy, he's kind of wedged on there. So we'll have to have 2 hands for that. It just kind of pulls up till it pops. It's your little heat shield. We definitely want to save this because we definitely don't want to be driving around this summer with the heat from the road and the exhaust off that massive 6-cylinder blowing up in here on our face. Whoops, I about knocked you guys off here. We'll set that guy on the floorboard there. Then you got another little dust shield, little piece of rubber weather stripping. It lifts off as well. And then you've got your shifter exposed. Alright guys, I'm still at it. And I don't know what I just did, but I hit a button on my camera. Okay, well, whatever. I guess I didn't break it. So, I am still at it on this stupid car. And, well, see if I can figure out a way to get you. So we can see what we're looking at here. We got a little light, shed a little light on the situation. So I know everybody knows how aggravating it is to do exhaust. And I'm telling you now, if I can afford to do the V-band clamps when I put the exhaust back together on this car, I am definitely going to do it. But anyways, we're getting ready to come up with a solution to this stuck bolt problem. Oh, if you guys want to follow along, get you set up here where you can watch, hopefully. I'll check the camera and see if you can see it. Right there's where I need you. But tripod's not working. Well, there you go. Let's see here. I'm gonna try it one more time with the ratchet. Let's see. Oop, nope. Here it is. There you are. So if you can tell, I had to support my transmission because I've got some of the bolts out of the torque mount. Are you serious? You guys would not believe this, but I've been down here fighting with this stupid bolt for over an hour. And, well, I fought with it for an hour. I soaked it and let it sit for an hour. So, let me find a wrench. And I bet you anything, my good friend Michael is watching this video and he is probably laughing his ass off at me for the 4.5, 5 hours that we spent in the parking lot at work changing the exhaust donut on his Trailblazer once before. We had a bolt strip and it was frozen and wouldn't come off, and I've got this one stuck. So Mike, if you're watching this, I hope you get a good laugh. And of course my wife calls. So I'm gonna pause you guys and see what she wants. Alright, I'm back. And I got the exhaust flange undone there. Now the next step is to move back here and take this guy out. Oh jeez. Light's washing it out. It's only 2 bolts there. And I'm going to stick a bolt back up in here in this front to hold it so it doesn't fall on my head. That's all I need is an exhaust across the forehead. I'll tell you, working on this car today has made me remember how lucky I was when I had a lift. And I'm not believing that. That don't feel like a bolt, a 19. I guess it is. Mazda's got some of the oddest sizes bolts. I'll try this 18 before I get a 19. And it is an 18. That is crazy. Mazda and their crazy sized bolts. Try to use tool here to prop you guys up. Alright. Hopefully this exhaust doesn't hit you. Alrighty. There she comes. Alright guys, that was a struggle. The struggle is definitely real. It got a little chilly outside, so I had to grab my work hoodie. But Just excuse my mess. Really got to clean out my garage. I got a collection of junk. I got an old welder, sandblaster, and a motor for my son's four-wheeler. Let's see if I can read this brand name. I think it says Megan Racing, but I can't really tell. It's a little on the dirty side. Let's stand you guys up here. So just overlook my mess. If any of you guys are hoarders, you know, especially with car parts like I am, I'm bad with tools and car parts. I hoard really bad. Yep, Megan Racing. So that's a Megan Racing. I think that's, geez, I don't know, I guess 2.5. Let me grab a tape measure. I finally found the tape measure, by the way. And I'm going to show you in just a few minutes the size difference on the JZ and the rotary here. But we'll do a quick measurement here. Looks like inside is 2.5. So it is a 2.5. I also have a header. I'm not sure the brand on the header. It may be also a Megan Racing. I could be wrong. I don't know. I've got to go pick it up. I've got it at a buddy of mine's house. We were going to get it ceramic coated and everything to kind of help out with the heat. Yeah, the header and the mid pipe will definitely be for sale. I'll let you guys know as soon as I find out pricing and everything. But like I said, if anybody's interested, hit me up anywhere, and we'll get you a price. And shipping, I can ship it, so it's no big deal on that either. All right, so I'll show you real quick the size difference on the rotary since I found my tape measure. Like I said before, I've already got a shackle on here because I was getting ready to start pulling this motor out. But let me do it from the other side. A little bit better angle from over here. So if you look at this guy, from this mount to that, well, not mount, but the hoisting hooks, it's roughly 16 inches long, and that's with the front plate, because this hoist spot location, whatever you want to call it, is on the front plate and not actually on the rotor housing, but this rear one is on the rear rotor housing. So it's, I'm not sure, it's probably not even 2 inches difference. Well, yeah, it's exactly 2 inches. The front plate's about 2 inches wide, or 2 inches thick. So I mean, the complete engine's like 16 inches long, minus the drive pulleys and everything. And the JZ, which is right here, I kind of pushed it out of my way so I'd have a little room to work. Going just off the front of the timing cover here. Yeah. There we go. To the back is roughly 26 and maybe a half or a quarter. I can't really tell. Looking through the camera screen. Yeah, half. Looking at the back of the head. So it's quite a bit wider. So we are going to have to get rid of a few things and modify our engine bay just a little bit. So that being said, I keep fighting with this camera. So we look at the back of our rotary here, measuring from the hook. That's going to be, or well, hell, we can use this brake line. That's about the same. 26 inches brings us or 27. We'll just call it 27. So 27 brings us about right in front, I think, right in front of that battery mount that we were talking about having to cut out. Well, 26 brings you right to the battery mount. 27 is an inch off the battery mount. So that's going to give us about 6 inches of gap between the front of the motor and the radiator. So I believe I can take and redo my mounts. Go underneath. Don't just ignore my drain pan, which you can't really see down here. So never mind. I have to grab my flash. Well, hang on. Let me grab my light here. So our radiator mounts to the steering rack, or well, no, to the K-member there. Right now, and now I've got jack stands under this. I've got this front transmission, or the front. If I could talk, I've got the front jack just kind of supporting, just in case anything happens, because I'm out here by myself right now. But I think we can just swing everything forward and make new brackets, and probably come off of the frame or the bumper, or yeah, the bumper crash bar, or right there where the crash bar mounts, and make some brackets that comes off right here and drops down, and just swing our radiator forward where it's sitting in there straight, as long as it doesn't drop it down too far where it hits the ground. Because I mean, as it sits pretty far back. And there's a good shot of our electric power steering rack. I've also got to make brackets to drop our steering rack down, because the way the JZ is made, it sits further forward, and even with a rear sump pan, it's it's got to clear that. And I know for a fact most cars, when you swap a bigger engine or a different engine like we're doing, a lot of times cross member steering rack and all that kind of crap gets in your way. So we're going to get real cutty, I guess you could say, with this guy. Do a lot of hacking. It's my favorite thing to do, is to hack shit apart. But other than that, we're getting there. So, oh yeah, I gotta finish up the trans mount, and I will catch back up with you guys in a few. See where we're at. Alright guys, we're back, and I kind of gave up on the Mazda last night. I was getting irritated with it. But I figured today we're going to do struts on my wife's car, on the Altima. So I figured I'd take you guys along and show you kind of signs and symptoms of a bad strut and how to change them out. So if you'll look right in here, you see all the oil and everything on the strut. That's a good indication of a blown or bad strut. Shocks are the same way, but there's a lot of oil and everything on it, so it's been leaking for a little while. But there's 3 bolts here, and then you got two bolts here on the spindle, and then your brake line's got a gator clip or D-clip, and then your sway bar end link, and it should come right out. So we'll pop it off and show you how to change the spring. everything off the bottom, move to the top. Alright, now all we have left is our 3 top bolts. Set these guys up here. And of course it's up. Alright. There's one blown strut. Alright, so there's a couple of different designs of spring compression tools out there in the market. This one just so happens to be a Harbor Freight. It's hydraulic. It makes it a heck of a lot easier when you're dealing with the rental kits you get from AutoZone. They're a little sketchy. I ain't gonna lie, though, this one can be sketchy sometimes. Springs in general are sketchy. You just get everything set. I don't like that. Guess I'll have to. Alright, so I figured this stupid thing out. It's a little sketchy. But, oh well. Stupid. Alright, so we should be able to just jack this up. And it grabs onto the spring. There it goes. I always find it easier to bust your bolt loose on your top hat first before you crank it down too much. You just want to have enough on here to kind of hold it together and run off. Came off entirely easier than I thought it would. And let's see if we can release it without it flying off and hitting us. And you can see how quick this is definitely blown. That's when you know a strut is blown. It's bad. So we're out with the old and in with the new. Now most of your struts and shocks actually have left and right on them. I'm guessing because I got these off eBay, they were just cheaper ones. That's probably why they don't have it on there to indicate which one's left and right. But if you look at your brackets on here where stuff's mounted, it kind of gives you an indication of which side is which. I have to reuse our rubber, which I need to get a new one because this one's about had it. You lay your spring back on, just like that. And then, guy goes.
What is that sticking out the top?
Huh? This?
Yeah.
It's just rubber. It's part of the bushings with this. What? I don't know why that sits in there like that. Crooked. Maybe it'll straighten up under there. I have it on the wrong way also. Guess I should have paid attention which way it came off. Best thing I always do.
was.
Goes away like that. And you nut. Make sure it's still a 17. As I was saying, the best way to tell if you got a good strut is whenever you cut your, well, cut the little hook that holds it on. See how quick it comes up. That's a good strut. So we put our spring compressor tool back on here. Put your head over the spring in case it shoots off. But you stick your top hat in like that. Release your tension after you get your nut back on and do it with a busted hose. So. Run it down until it's tight. Release your strut. One strut changed out and ready to be back installed on the vehicle. Alright, when you get ready to put it back in, make sure your holes are lined up here at the top. Not sit on your keys and set the alarm off. Now we have her all finished up. Now this bracket here is it's an extra step that this car doesn't have, and it's for the ABS wire. But there's that's the bracket there, and it would typically have a sensor in this hole. I don't know if you guys can see it or not. In this hole right here. Well, yeah, right here. There would typically be a speed sensor in there. And you know, there's your strut. It's all changed out. The new one's all in. You got our sway bar inlink back on, and there's the top hat's all back in place, and that's it. That's how you do a front strut. We'll go ahead and speed through the other side and catch you up on the back. now we're on the back. Get my, oh jeez, maybe grab a pry bar. Hold on a second. These rear shocks bolts can be a pain. So what I always do is I bring the rest of the way out. I stick my wrench behind the head of the bolt and get it out this far. And just, this bolt's in pretty rough shape too, but it's in better shape than the other one was. So, bottom nail off. Don't put your foot under the vehicle like I just did. Put your 12 mil. And on this car, a lot of cars are up inside of the trunk or in the hatch of certain vehicles. This one is a little different. You see up there, it's just got two nuts. One over there and one back here. They're both 12 mils. But you'll just push your shock down like that. This one's still good, so it's coming back up. Then you got your top hat, your top bolt. It's a 14. Show you a little trick that I use on shocks and struts. You can do it on struts as well. It's okay to do it on your old one. You don't really want to do it on your new one because you'll damage your the shaft here. Just get you a pair of pliers there. And I just use the ground to kind of support myself. Put your knee in. Well, there we go. Break it loose. Get your lock nut off. You'll save your lock nut, the washer. Which I mean it comes with new lock nuts, but you'll save all your rubber dust shielding. Throw your old one away. New one. Like I said, I don't really care for the lock nut they have on that one. Little plastic straps, they just pop loose. But I don't really care for that lock nut, so just do the reverse. Put your rubber dust shield on first to line it up at the end of the strut. And these are a lot safer to do. Just make sure your spring is in the middle of it. If the spring's in the middle of it, then you gotta be a little bit more careful. Put your top cap on, your little top hat. Push your little rubber bushing back in there so you don't have the squeaks or the clanks. A little washer, a little nut. And then we can take our impact and put it back together. Alright guys, there you go. Bottom bolt's back in. Top hat bolts are in. You got that one there. And you got that one there. And that's pretty much it for the rears. Like I said, if you were taking out the little bucket here for the spring, the 350Zs are actually made like this. They got these stupid buckets. So whenever you do coilovers, you delete that and you know, put your cool over there. But that's pretty much it, guys. All right, guys. I guess that's it for the week or the weekend. It's kind of a short weekend. We got a little bit done. Got a decent amount done as around the house. I did get to pick up the engine, and again, geez, I'm kicking over my exhaust. Again, we got our transmission, our CDO9, and give a shout out to Joey. That's his Instagram, and the company, one of his sponsors shitting on him. Give him a like, follow. He has some pretty cool drift cars. And like I said, got our JZ. I've got to get a lot of parts for this motor still yet. Throttle body being one, exhaust, that kind of stuff. I hope you all enjoyed this video. I think I did a little different, jumping around and kind of doing some different things in this video. Trying to make it a little bit better, a little different. I'll give a shout out to my neighbor Keith. He just went riding by on his scooter. Oh yeah, I never did get to show y'all the brace he made for me. My welder's down at the moment. He put a brace on here for me because the JZ was a little bit heavy for this thing. Old cheap Harbor Freight engine stand. Cornell, if you're watching this, I did the shocks and strut thing for you. Hopefully that helps you out doing the shocks and struts on your Roadmaster. And hopefully one day you'll bring it down. We can put turbos on that thing, make it fast. But other than that, I mean, if you guys have any suggestions or want to see anything different, you know, hit me up and let me know. If you enjoyed what you watch, give me a like, and you know, just comments and subscribe and hit the little bell, and hopefully we'll get some more videos out. Next weekend, like I said, weather permitting, we should get this engine the rest of the way out. I'm tired of playing with it. It's getting on my last nerve. There's a lot of crap under there I've never seen before. I mean, I've seen it, but there's just a lot of crap under this stupid thing. And once I get it out, I'll show you. I'll lay it all out and show you. There's heat shields and the torque mount for the diff and the transmission. I'm hoping that I don't have to run that on this setup. Maybe it will, maybe it won't. Hopefully we can figure out how to get away from it, because I don't think there's anywhere to mount it on the CDE. Other than that, that's about it.